of this new sector of the body that can be trained and needs to be trained. So here's a point against gravity. There are these slight jolts. These slight jolts awaken certain combinations of muscles that are responsible for shifting our bodies around. And when we're developing, the ways in which we're breathing, the ways in which we're moving, the ways in which we're sleeping and eating, all of that is shaping us. So this is a system by which we can awaken ourselves to the power that we can exert in shaping, in guiding our DNA design to the healthiest, strongest, most connected, most dynamic, creative, collaborative, courageous, compassionate. All of those qualities can become appreciated and then replicated after they've been modeled, either through words or through actions. They can then be tested and affirmed, or shown to be false, shown to be lacking. I need to sleep. That drive back from California, so brutal. And imagine being a part of one of the early tribes or the early settlers. Months. See, I don't like this. I want to be a big-chested person. I want to be posturally privileged. You know, not just for what it affords, but so I would feel better. So I would heal quicker. So my sleep would be better. So my dreams would be better. So my thinking would be better. I have to do this just so I can kind of be capable, kind of not be handicapped. What can it do for you? Those of you who don't have brain cancer, those of you who, The uThrone can also just become a little bit of a weight. On both sides, you can change the way in which gravity affects it, which means it's changing the way that gravity is affecting your body. And that's impacted by the positions that we use that we shape ourselves into when we're trying to deal with the force of gravity. It's invisible. So this is trying to help us optimize our appreciation and integration of the two most important forces that are invisible. The air pressure, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and gravity, which is impacting everything in the universe. When you think about that, these postures, this is kind of an oval, which is similar to the shape that the Earth makes in its orbit. Look at the universe. Look at the elements that make the universe predictable. The laws of physics, the laws of the body, and how we sense and sensitize ourselves in such a way that our sensitivities become even heightened. Don't desensitize yourself to pain. Go into it. Put yourself through some type of suffering every day. For me, that's a cold shower. For me, that's working in the yard. And I think that that's what everyone should be doing, just a little bit. Every day we should be cultivating the home, the space around us. If you've got fruit trees, you should be pruning them at some point. You got leaves, you should be composting them. If not now, when? We know that climate change is happening. This is a way of empowering each other. This is a way of empowering our young people to become participants and actualize their opposition and their desire to live in a world in which they can enjoy the technology, in which they can enjoy what we've achieved more efficiently, more effectively, more completely. See what I'm doing there? I'm activating the other muscles, the pull muscles. Here I'm pushing down on the ground. My toes are kind of curling forwards. Let's do it the opposite way. This has all been atrophied, so this position feels really good. This feels great. This is why Trikonasana, the triangle pose in yoga, was a mind blower. So, all right, now look at your other hand. Look at your other hand. Oh, I'd never used those muscles. I'd never used the muscles in my eyes. You have 7 muscles in each eye. Thank you for watching. This is important. I know it is. I just got back from California. I just presented this idea. I know it works. Why? Because you have a human DNA design. You know, what's stopping us from making this a workout? Is the power of the mirrors? Is it the power of vanity? Is it the power of our superficial sensibilities? Is that the reason why we have these inefficient, wasteful yards? Is that why our aesthetics are so superficial? Look, it's natural. It's entirely natural. This is just a function of the visual cortex. Understand that, understand how we can transcend it, and then teach other people to transcend theirs. For the sake of the future, for our sake, for the sake of future generations. God help me. Help us. God help us. It helps to call on God. It does. You know, to create that singularity, the mind needs the singularity. The mind needs to do what it knows is wrong in order to activate and actualize its potential. This is the instinct for religion. I have a book that's titled the religious instinct or something like that. But it's in the design, it's in these postures and in these positions that from which, and from these points from which you can incrementally expand. And the best of us, the best performers, they have just refined these perfect dimensions to operate most effectively, most efficiently, the fastest, with the greatest force. And that's demonstrated on the sports field. It's demonstrated at the computer desk. It's demonstrated when someone writes. That's a manifestation of the orientation of consciousness in a focused, determined way with intention that can be observed and synthesized by another through vision, through thought, through touch. And it is that process by which the principles are verified. The proof is in the experience. I just got to keep going. This entire trip was a failure, but it's facts. It's an experience that occurred and needs to be integrated. Analyzed. And seen for what it is. It was a great opportunity to make this pitch to a specific demographic that is one of dozens of demographics for whom this can be transformative. I'm absolutely convinced of that. This system takes us from the source to the point at which we can broadcast that source that's uniquely ours, that's unique at this latitude and this longitude, at this point in our orbit of the sun. It can take us from that source to the point at which we can make those waves